as there is no written account of his arrival. However, there is significant evidence suggesting that
So this video magically appeared on my For You page and I got really excited. And I say magically because my brother and I this past week had been talking about this specific theory. And I wanted to talk about it, but I wasn't sure how. So now this video came up and here we go. So I'll be perfectly upfront with you right now. My archaeological and historical background is not in African history or culture. However, my passion in the archaeological and historical records are overseas trade and cultural diffusion. So when I heard about this story, I got instantly excited. And I want to say, I think that they are getting the majority of their information from this book here, which I found very problematic. I think that it deserves a video in its own right, so we're not going to talk very much about it. And although this book was written by a professor of Africana Studies, it was not peer-reviewed. It was never written in an academic journal or anything like that. Most historians and archaeologists take issue with some of the information given and some of the evidence that he uses to present in there. And I just want to talk about a couple things that this creator brought up that was also mentioned in this book. The first thing is Mansa Abu Bakr II. He is attributed to having sent the voyage and then voyaging to the Americas himself. However, there is no record of this Mansa ever existing. Some historians do attribute the voyage to Mansa Muhammad ibn Q, who was the direct predecessor to Mansa Musa, who told the story to a historian in Egypt. But again, there's no evidence that Mansa Muhammad ever sent a voyage out. Second, she talked about how they sent 200 ships on the first voyage. It was actually 400, 200 with the men and provisions, another 200 filled with gold and trading goods. And that's important to me, and I'll explain that in a minute. And on the second voyage, Mansa Abu Bakr II sent out another 2,000 ships, himself included. They set sail and were never heard from again. And the biggest piece of evidence that a lot of people who like this theory use, including this creator and the book that I mentioned earlier, is the word guanine. They say that it is an African word originated and used by the Mali people or the Mali Empire at the time. However, that's not actually true. It actually comes from the indigenous people of the Caribbean called the Taino people, and it just means red gold. And guanine, this red gold, was a very highly sought after, very much traded, very valuable metal that was traded throughout the Caribbean, South America, and Central America throughout the time. And the most important aspect of all of this is the cultural diffusion. See, even if the Africans had made it to the Americas, we would have seen traditionally African artifacts, and archaeologically we haven't seen any. There's been no such artifacts. We would see a melding between the two cultures at some point, and we really haven't seen anything. There is nothing to suggest that the Africans made it. That doesn't mean that they didn't actually set out a voyage. It just means that there is no right now archaeological evidence to suggest that they actually set foot on that land. Bye.